Joker 2, more formally known as Joker Folie, is going to be going down as one of the most baffling sequels ever put to theaters. And this isn't because the film is garbage itself, but what it comes down to is a film that feels like it's stuck questioning how its predecessor became a phenomenon in the first place. And even though it just released today, I think it's worth diving into and seeing some dissection of what went wrong, what went right, and if you should see it. I'm the one and only Phineas, and this is Should You Watch, my new release review show. What the film? Joker 2 is the sequel to the smash 2019 hit Joker, a film that itself is less a DC movie and more director Todd Phillips telling a story about mental health reaching its breaking point under the DC umbrella. Essentially, he jokered you. You all got jokered into watching an artsy psychological thriller movie about the human condition, and you thought you were watching the origin story for DC's most famous villain. But the film itself is really great. The standouts for the film are the acting, score, and very tight writing that made you feel a degree of empathy for the Joker or a civilian named Arthur. Now, this film has a bit of a problem, and it can be summed up in one word: incels, but that's a story for another day. Joker wound up surprising everyone, including DC, by grossing over $1 billion at the box office and becoming one of the first R-rated films to do so. Regardless, it was also an awards darling with 2 Oscars going to the film, including Joaquin Phoenix's Joker performance as Best Actor and for the film's score. Regardless if anyone wanted to do it, a sequel would be commissioned with the same star and director. Meanwhile, we would see Lady Gaga added to the film as Lee Quinn, Harley's counterpart, and yeah, this film's a musical. So put a pin in that for now. Joker 2 would be the aftermath and trial of Joker's crimes from the first movie. Let's talk about it. The good. Believe it or not, there's a lot to the film I personally enjoyed. For starters, I think the cinematography is consistently decent with a lot of the shots and directing. Most of the characters are pretty interesting, and while Joaquin Phoenix once again is great as Arthur, I wound up getting pretty decently attached to the major cast more than I would expect. Catherine Keener was very readable and believable as Arthur's attorney. Meanwhile, Brendan Gleeson's prison guard is very detestable, as you get to see him use Arthur as nothing more than his own entertainment. And Lady Gaga did a good performance as Lee Quinzel. It's fine with what she was given, but the film's biggest standout for me was Lee Gill reprising his role as Gary. There's one scene in the courtroom between him and Arthur that genuinely is one of the best scenes in either Joker film. The dude sells his fear so well, and once the scene releases on digital, you will all know what one I'm talking about. With this out of the way, let's talk about the bad. I'm not gonna lie, this one was rough. I think the thing with Joker 2 is that there's nothing unwatchable about the film, because technically it's fine, but creatively it's lost the plot. For me, Lee Quinzel does not justify a second Joker film as a character. She ends up feeling really flat as just another person who feels like they're using Arthur for her own kicks. The entire twist with her character by the end is bad. There's an event in the third act that you think she'd be the cause of and nothing happens with it. But her inclusion and use as part of the mainland plot is mainly what makes this film way less interesting for me. But I hate to say that one of the biggest flaws of the movie is because when they announced that Joker 2 was a musical, I was optimistic. I was a theater kid. This should have been my wheelhouse. But the thing is, these songs are adding nothing to this film, and they occur time and time again. The issue feels to me that all the songs share one purpose. Arthur loves Lee, and that's what they all feel to be about. This could still be fine if it wasn't 13 random musical numbers floating around here like a game of Minesweeper. You never know when they're coming, they just all retread the same ideas. This is a bad musical. But beyond this, the script of Joker 2 struggles greatly on a macro level. Again, the writing per scene here feels fine. The dialogue's fine, but it feels like the purposes and plottings make no sense for the storyline, and nothing leaves you with any sort of satisfaction like the scenes of the first film do, which is exemplified with the ending, which feels like it's retreading the first film until it's not anymore. And then you feel like you've wasted your past 2 hours. People left the theater for this one faster than I've seen people leave after an ending in a long, long time. And if Todd Phillips was trying to show you why you didn't want Joker 2, he fully shows it. My verdict winds up being that you should not go to the movie theater to see Joker Folie. Guys, this film's held together by some good performances and one scene that's genuinely fantastic, but everything else in this film feels hollow and as if there's nothing within the film's soul. Lackluster macro writing, creating a plotline that ends in one of the worst ways cinematically imaginable, musical numbers that mean nothing to the film, let alone to anyone watching it, and beyond everything, being a film that feels like its glory days are behind it. Joker 2 is the embodiment of the issues we find presented in the current age of franchise Hollywood. It's a system that churns out inflated budget films with no reason to get made, meanwhile authors have to adapt to the system or prepare to get outlasted by it. This film's a 4 out of 10. Don't go to the theaters to see Joker or Folie Deux. So thank you guys for watching to the end of this video. I wanted to try something different because I follow a lot of those whole like day of major movie critics that exist out there. And for me, I had thoughts to say on this film, so I wanted to get it out onto the pavement of my channel because I have a place to do that now. It's crazy. But I'm hoping to actually upload a more loose spoilers talk to my Patreon or something if I can eventually kick that off the ground, because I'm still waiting on that mostly. But yeah, no, thanks for everyone tuning in. We're so close to 500 subs, guys. I'm so excited, and hopefully y'all enjoy this video and stick around. I appreciate you. Bye.